is breaking news.
The most difficult thing I've had to deal with in my life is the incredibly tough decision to reduce pay and lay off some of our great people at Bluebell.
In the wake of the listeria outbreak that forced a recall of its products, Bluebell has announced it will lay off 750 full-time workers, 700 part-time workers, and furlough 1,400 others. We will have a live report from Brenham coming up.
But first, more breaking news tonight out of Brazos County, where the sheriff's office is investigating a double murder.
The bodies of two victims were found 20 miles apart, one in the county and another in Bryan. A suspect is in custody tonight.
We've been holding off on a number of details with this story at the request of the Brazos County Sheriff's Office, but we're now able to tell you more. And News 3's Kathleen Whitty is joining us live from Wheaton Loop. That's near Harvey Road and Highway 30, where the first victim was found. Kathleen, what have we learned? Again, we are continuing to follow developments on this story. We will bring you the very latest on air, online, and on the KBTX mobile app.
And now to that breaking news tonight out of Brenham. Bluebell has laid off more than a third of its workforce.
And this comes after the company issued a total recall of everything they make because of an outbreak of listeria. News 3's Patrina Adger is in Brenham tonight live. Trina, what have we learned?
And we start with some breaking news out of Waller County, where authorities have apparently made a pretty gruesome discovery. According to several media reports out of the Houston area, a dismembered body was found this afternoon inside a trash bag just under Highway 290. That's near the Washington and Waller County lines.
A state trooper made that discovery around 4 today, and it's believed to be a man's body. Now, the area is just near the Brazos River, just west of Hempstead. We do have a crew on the way to the scene, and we'll bring you the latest details as we get them.
Meantime, detectives used DNA evidence to solve a brutal rape and murder that happened almost 30 years ago.
But that Brazos Valley man accused of the crime will never face charges. At least 2 Brazos Valley residents are among those arrested in yesterday's chaos at a Waco restaurant that left 9 dead and 18 injured. About 170 people who were part of that violent clash of 5 biker gangs are still being processed into the McLennan County Jail. And right now, we know that 32-year-old Dusty Allen Ollert of Curtin and 30-year-old Morgan Jane English of Brenham are each facing a charge of engaging in organized criminal activity, with bond set at $1 million each. News 3 Steve Fullhart is live for us at Twin Peaks, the scene of the crime. And Steve, is law enforcement still there tonight?
Yeah, Carla, they're going to be here for a little while longer, probably until dark, in fact, as they continue their investigation, trying to wrap up this crime scene, which, of course, was a very bloody one. But, of course, the investigation continues. There is also a very real thought and a credible threat, according to law enforcement, when it comes to retaliation by the biker groups against law enforcement here and against each other. Waco police have described layers of law enforcement protection around the scene. They say the threat is not over. I spoke with Brazos County Sheriff Chris Kirk this afternoon. He said they had been keeping an eye out on Highway 6 for any groups that might make their way from Houston. We know that Grimes County also had their eyes peeled on that road. And with some 170 people involved, their bikes and vehicles, dozens of weapons, guns, knives, and chains, all here, police say they are doing what they need to do to investigate.
Less than a week after being seized by the state of Texas, police are now investigating a burglary at the Silk Stocking and College Station.
News 3's Rusty Surrett has been talking with police today about their investigation. Rusty?
The head of Texas A&M's Health Science Center says he has been forced to resign. Dr. Brett Giroir has been the CEO of A&M's medical arm since October of 2013.
Giroir had worked at the A&M system in research roles starting in 2008 before moving to the Health Science Center. He was part of the team that landed a government contract that helped spawn that bio-corridor in Bryan College Station. It has been touted as a future multi-billion-dollar benefit to the region. Giroir also headed up the state's task force to improve the response to infectious disease outbreaks.
Today, Giroir says he was called to new A&M President Michael K. Young's office. With lawyers present, Young called for Giroir to either resign immediately or be fired immediately. That according to Giroir. You'll recall that System Chancellor John Sharp asked all A&M vice presidents to turn in open-ended letters of resignation in order to allow President Young the chance to move his choices for the top positions into place more easily.
And Dr. Giroir is here with us live in studio. And first of all, thank you for being here.
You're quite welcome.
Do you have a comment for the Aggie community or something you'd like to say to those who worked with you in the Health Science Center?
And we talked about the biocorridor earlier and the fact that you had such a huge role in that. I was over in Belgium with you. I was in GSK headquarters with you as you were talking to those officials about the future of their involvement in our area. Do you think that those billions of dollars are at risk now because the person that helped broker deals is no longer there.
A College Station convenience store worker is in a Fort Worth hospital tonight undergoing treatment after he was beaten and kidnapped.
It is a story we've been following all day here on News 3. Police also have the suspected kidnapper in custody. There are two crime scenes nearly 200 miles apart here. College Station police say the kidnapping and the assault happened around 2:45 this morning. This was at the Drew's Exxon convenience store at the corner of Highway 6 and University Drive. This afternoon, the victim and his car, along with the suspect, were found in the Fort Worth suburb of Hazlitt.
The News 3's Clay Falls spoke with the boss of that kidnapping victim and friends who have all been hoping he's okay. Clay?
Live in the News Center, Clay Falls, News 3. Stephen, Karla.
Certainly good news on that front. We hope for his recovery. Thank you very much, Clay. Nathaniel Tillery was arrested for robbery, kidnapping, and assault.
And he is in the Tarrant County Jail. His bond is set at $520,000.
And he has got a long rap sheet in Brazos County. Presumably, he's going to be brought back to our jail here, which would be his 17th stay since 1997, according to court records. He did have one stay in 2013 on a warrant out of Reagan County. That's between Odessa and San Angelo. His stay before that in our jail was in 2002. Between those stays here, he was in prison, sentenced to an 8-year stint on an intoxication assault with a vehicle charge. We're going to delve more into that charge at 10, and he's also faced theft and drug-related charges here in Brazos County. This is the second time that Kevin Garcia has been the victim of a violent crime while he was working at that same Exxon station.
In September of 2013, surveillance video showed this same convenience store being robbed while Garcia was working the overnight shift there. Garcia was knocked unconscious while taking out the trash. Jordan Krob and Nicholas Bogert were both arrested. Bogert is currently serving a 17-year prison sentence for that crime. He will have to serve half of his sentence before becoming eligible for parole. Krob is still waiting trial.
We switched gears and we saw a warm-up today, but rain is on the other side, especially as we head into the overnight hours tonight.
Good evening, everyone. The Texas Department of Transportation wants to make a dangerous section of Highway 21 safer for drivers.
They're considering a project that would widen the highway to 4 lanes, that from the Navasota River to just outside of Madisonville. News 3's Clay Falls spoke to some residents to find out what they want to see from that project.
We are still waiting for the cause of a fire that destroyed a convenience store and barbecue restaurant in Madisonville. It happened Saturday at the Exxon gas station in the 3000 block of Main Street across from Buc-ee's. Madisonville Volunteer Fire Chief Tom Jones says that fire started in the electric sign above the doorway.
Well, you know, while most restaurants in the Brazos Valley, they're going to be closed, we do know of a few that plan to stay open to serve Thanksgiving meals and regular menu items. Some of those include the Hilton Hotel's Bell Ranch Steakhouse, Golden Corral in College Station, Cafe Excel, Cracker Barrel in Bryan, Applebee's in College Station, Denny's in College Station, and various Starbucks locations. And if you need more, we do have them. They're in a detailed list over at KBTX.com.
The Brazos County Appraisal District's future remains in limbo. The Brazos County Commissioners voted unanimously against the purchase of new land near Copperfield and Bryan. We've been telling you about how they're looking to build a new building because they're running out of space in their current facility. Some, including Bryan's mayor, say there's a better property in the area that the county already owns. The city of Bryan and Bryan ISD have already voted in favor of the land near Copperfield. The city of College Station and College Station ISD have postponed their votes, and there's no timetable on when they'll vote on the issue.
Authorities near Houston say they may have found the remains of a 15-year-old girl who went missing 25 years ago.
A little can go a long way toward feeding hungry people in the Brazos Valley. And tomorrow is the KBTX Food for Families food drive all day across our area.
Recently, Teresa Mangapora with the Brazos Valley Food Bank and I went shopping to show you some suggestions. Welcome back to the KBTX Food for Families food drive benefiting the Brazos Valley Food Bank. We are into the 6 o'clock evening hour, so what now, more than 12 hours into the food drive. Still plenty of time to get out here to the Brazos Center. We've got all evening to go, but this hour isn't as one.
And you know, well, you were out here earlier today. I just got here a couple of hours ago. Gary's been here for a really long time, and he's that cool forklift guy that you see doing all that cool stuff. You want to play on the forklift. So Gary, we appreciate everything you're doing, but even cooler is, as Steve mentioned, it is a matching hour. So Sam's really is going to give back.